Definitely. It's just like your viewers of your fabulous show here. They've just heard me say that. Now, if they write that on a piece of paper, be prepared for a lot of rejection. Whether it's in their personal life, that someone says, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too young, you're not going to do anything other than yes. You've got holes in your nose, you got things coming out your ears. Whatever is other than yes, this is wonderful, realize that's going to happen in life. As soon as people know that, when something goes wrong, they look at a piece of paper, oh yeah, that reminds me. The other quote that I give people a lot, especially entrepreneurs, is any business you're in, whether it's a service or whether it's a product, or anybody you work with that has a product or a service, always make sure that your product or your service is of the highest quality you could ever make it, because you do not want to be in the selling business. You want to be in the reorder business. Granted, you've got to tell somebody what your idea is, and how it's going to cure something they may need. But the quality has to be so good that after that they want to reorder it, or if it's a one-time item, tell friends about it. And if people think in whatever they're doing in life, be in the reorder business, whether it's with a personal relationship, whatever you see right now, you're going to see again and again and again. It's going to enhance. There'll be ups and downs. Here's my product. It's so darn good, you're going to use it. We started Paul Mitchell. We had no money, but we knew our product was so darn good that if we got in the hands of enough people, they're going to be reordering it because it was that quality. Service the same way.
And I love that stance. I mean, you can see that across all of your companies, that you're really going for the best of the best to make the experience better. And getting to understand your technique in selling is easy once you get to Paul Mitchell, and I do want you to walk us through that in a second. But how did you get through, like, tactically to a sale in the encyclopedia world? Like, people don't want to hear from you. No. So, like, how do you overcome that?
What a question to ask me. The average encyclopedia salesman lasted 3 days. I was at it for 3.5 years. And the way it worked in those days, it was commission only. So the way it worked is you went for an interview, they told you all you could possibly make off commission only, and we were in training for 3 days. It was a presentation that was scripted. We'd have to memorize the whole thing. Well, when you got in the field, you remember parts of it. You knock on doors, you're not quite sure of yourself, a lot of doors are closed in your face. But what happens, after a while, you start getting used to it, and you see what you can say or do that'll make it better. Or when you go back the next day with your other salespeople, what you see, what you do, what did I say? So let's say I knock on 100 doors to get into one. Give 10 presentations to sell one book. But then when you get better and better at it, through your experiences and losses along the way, it sharpens you up. Where all of a sudden I got to a point where if I gave 3 presentations, I have no less than 1 order, commission only. But I believed that I could do that. I believed that Collier's were the best set of books because a high school student could read it. It wasn't like a college manual you had to read, and I was doing something good for somebody. So you have to believe that what you're doing is good, it's going to benefit somebody, and you learn as you go. Okay, do I look someone in the eye? See, a lot of people don't know these things. Look someone in the eye. All too often people say, it's hard to look someone in the eye because you feel uncomfortable. Of course you do. They're not on the same wavelength you're on, or the same frequency. So what do? How do you overcome that? You learn these things along the way. You look them right between the eyes or at their eyebrows. Looks like you're looking them in the eye. I've been working on a book for a couple of years with some of these tips, and it's not ready yet. Maybe next year it'll be ready. But there's all these things. And of course, smile. Smile's the most wonderful thing God gave us. And you don't smile when you first talk to somebody. You smile before you knock on their door. And if your day sucks, you fake it. Hi, how you doing? Because when you smile, everything changes. People change.
It's interesting. I've heard you talk about that before, how even on a phone call, if you smile on the other end, like, and if somebody's having a bad day, you were like, oh, if you walk into an elevator and people are like totally turned in on their own world, that just a smile can literally change their brain chemistry. I think that's really, really a powerful reminder. How much do you think that doing the door-to-door sales sharpened you, trained you to be successful in business?
Tremendously. If they still sold encyclopedias door to door, all of my children would be inclined and made to do that for at least 3 months. What an experience. You're on your own, you make no money unless you do something, and they're not even expecting you. You go there door to door and try and get in and try and tell somebody these books are going to be good for you, and here's how you use them.
Yeah, I really hope that people listening heard that if that was a thing, you would still make your kids do it because it's such a profound proving ground. It's a way to sharpen your skills. It's a chance to handle rejection. So I did door-to-door sales for a while. I was not the man you were, I assure you. I did it probably for about 3 or 4 months. But it is the loneliest. Like, it is so awkward. Like, they don't want you there, and you have to literally each and every time talk yourself up, get in a space where you can come, put the smile on. And to the people that are able to do that and develop the internal game in order to get to that point, I think is just super critical.
Sure.
And a lot of people want the easy answer, not realizing that going through the hard thing is the thing that's ultimately going to toughen you up, right? You're struggling, hard times befall you, you've got to go do something. How do you know what to do?
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't know what the hell to do. You're just out there doing it, and you just kind of learn from your own experience or go with whatever your heart tells you to do. And if something goes wrong, you ask somebody, God, here's what I said. Was that right? You just kind of improve yourself. But many times if you're there, you don't have an answer, go with your heart. Give an answer, just say, I really don't know, but I'm going to find out and I'm going to get back to you.
Yeah, I love that attitude. Like, were you actively saying in your head as you approached going up to knock on these doors that each one of these is an opportunity to learn something?
Mine kind of was, this in the beginning, okay, was successful people do the things unsuccessful people don't want to do. I'm going to knock on their door. Da, 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 da.
You would literally repeat that?
Oh, yeah. That's where I learned that one phrase. It was a great phrase, my gosh. And then if you're going out there for 3 or 4 hours and then you still haven't gotten to the door, given a presentation, the second phrase that God knows where it came from, it just came to me was, when the going's tough, the tough get going. One more door, one more smile. And it was tough. It was, I think, a week before I even sold my first set of books, but I just kept going.
I love that there's no secret formula to your success, that it's really been these basic building blocks, convincing yourself to do it.